Hey guys, Happy New Year. Today this video is going to be a project pan video. So the goal is to either hit pan on the products or to finish the product up entirely. I have products all kind of different types. I have eyeshadow palettes, foundation, concealer, powders, all different stuff that I'm just trying to work through so that I can start using some other stuff in my collection. And try to use it up before it expires because I did pay for it, so I may as well use it. The goal will be to do like quarterly updates, so about every 3 months I'll show an update on the progress that I've made on these products. And if I find I'm getting super tired of using something, then I'll swap it out for another product in my collection that I would also like to get through. Same thing if I finish something, then I'll try to add something in as well, so I can try to make my way through my collection of makeup. So I have 2 eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to try to make my way through, and one of them is the original Urban Decay Naked palette. So this is one of the oldest products in my collection. It's pretty neutral. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. It's good for me to wear to work or just on like a regular day-to-day. So I think I'll be able to at least hit pan probably on Naked and Buck, which are the 2 matte eyeshadows, and then potentially these these 5 here, because I think I can wear those all pretty easily, just like swipe it on the eye if I'm, you know, doing a quick makeup look. But I think I should be able to at least hit pan on a couple of these. So that is the first eyeshadow palette that I have. The other eyeshadow palette that I'm going to try and hit pan on is the Urban Decay Naked 2, which is actually the very first eyeshadow palette I ever purchased. And it is still one of my favorites to this day for cool tones. So this is it here. And I am very close to hitting pan on Tease, which I believe is the only... well, Foxy is matte as well, but it's the only matte like transition and like only matte eyeshadow to really build a look, which is Tease, and I have a pretty big dip on it. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but I think I will be able to hit pan on that pretty quickly. And then some of the most used shadows that I have on here are these 2, which are Verve and YDK, which is like a light rose gold and then a sparkly silver. And then Booty Call, which is a good inner corner and brow bone highlight. I probably will not be able to hit Half Baked pan on either of them because Half Baked is duplicated in both this one and the Naked original palette. And I honestly don't wear gold eyeshadow that much, so I don't have high hopes for that one, but I think I'll be able to at least hit pan on Tease and maybe a couple of the other shadows in here. This is just a Z palette I have with a couple powders in it. You can see I have pretty big pan on these 2 right here. So the goal with these guys will be to use them up entirely and finish them. So this one here is the MAC Pro Emphasize powder. And this one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Banana powder. So these 2 here. And I use those to set my under eye when I use powder under my eyes. I'm super pale, so the white doesn't show up as white as me. I have it under my eyes today, so it just kind of helps brighten. And it has a little bit of like micro shimmer, so it gives a little bit of luminosity. So like I said, the goal is to entirely use these 2 up. I do have the MAC Contour Kit, which has a yellow toned like banana powder and a MAC Pro Emphasize in it. So I'm just trying to use this up so I can start using that. For concealer, I have the Tarte Shape Tape in here. I have 2 different shades depending on whether it's like the winter or summer, if I have a little bit of a tan. For today, for example, I mixed them, so I used a little bit of both of them. The shades I have are Fair Neutral and Light Neutral. Shape Tape isn't my favorite concealer formula. It's pretty dry for me, and I typically don't go for such a full coverage look, and if I do, I prefer to have it with a dewy finish, or at least natural. This is very matte for me, but I did spend the money to get 2 of them, so I would like to try and use it up as much as I can. I don't know, I don't think I've ever fully finished a concealer, but you know, when you get to the point where you're like scraping the sides out, that's kind of the goal. So we'll see. I don't know how much I'm gonna use this in the winter because my skin is so dry, but I'll try to use it up as much as I can throughout the year. I have another MAC powder, which is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light Plus. So this is it here. This is what I use to set my foundation typically, if I set it. And when I got it, it is baked. For example, I have the Gimme Sun, which is the same kind of formula, but like a bronzer for me. And you can see it's kind of domed on the top. So that's what it's like when it was brand new. And as you can see now, it's flattened and actually has a dip in it. So I think I will be able to entirely use that up this year. For bronzer, I have chosen the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil, which is the one for light medium. This is one of the older bronzers I have, and it works really well for me year round. In the winter, like now, I can just apply it like normal and it works great. In the summer, I can layer on a bit more, and then it works for me as well. I can also use it as an eyeshadow, as a contour. I can, you know, use it multi-purpose. And I do see that there are some rings starting to form, so I'm getting close, like in the middle. I'm getting close to hitting pan, I think. So I think I'll be able to hit pan on this this year, which would be great. I don't think I've ever actually hit pan on a bronzer, so that would be exciting. I've selected 2 foundations. One of them is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in the shade Porcelain, which is what I'm wearing right now. And I'll have to do some kind of like a mark on the side to kind of really show progress, I guess, like on here. But this is how much I have left now. So I'll probably do a mark on the side of the bottle lid. There. So for now I'll use that, and then I'll probably use a marker or something. And then I'll kind of mark the notches as it goes down. This I also find is pretty dry on me. For a stick foundation, it takes quite a bit of effort to blend out. And today I used the Ordinary Rosehip oil as my moisturizer because I knew I was going to use this, and even then it was still pretty dry. So usually when I use it, I use like a primer oil, either Smashbox or Bobbi Brown or something like that. But it's not my favorite, and it was pretty expensive, so I just want to try and use it up. The other foundation that I've put in for now is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream Illuminating version. So as you can see, it is getting pretty close to being finished. This is not my favorite. I have the original, and I like that one better simply for the fact that when I use this, if I pump it out to my hand and then spread it on to my face, blend it out, whatever's left, you can see little like micro glitters in it, and then I see that in the sunlight. I don't see it in like regular artificial lighting, but in sunlight you can see glitter, which I don't love. I like the other one. I still find it hydrating and illuminating and dewy, but it doesn't have the micro glitters. So I'm just gonna try and use this up. There's probably only a handful of uses left in here, and then I'll add another one in maybe. For primer, I'm going to try to use up my HelloFab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer, which I actually really love. It has a nice glow to it. It smells really good. It's hydrating. You can wear it like if you just want to have like really glowy looking skin. Sometimes I'll just put this on and maybe like a little bit of concealer, and it's really nice. It's really natural looking. It's not one of those illuminating ones that makes you look like a Tin Man before you put foundation on. It's just very nice and natural and hydrating. It's probably one of my favorite primers. For setting spray, I have decided to throw in the Urban Decay All Nighter, which is one of my favorite setting sprays. I do usually use it in conjunction with something else though, because I don't find it gives me a dewy finish, which is what I prefer because I have dry skin, but it does make my makeup last all day long, like super long time. So anytime that I'm going to like a wedding or a special event and I want my makeup to last a long time, or for example, if I'm going to work and then doing something afterwards, I will just put this on and it helps make my makeup last all day long and stay the exact same. So I super love this, and I have 2 of them. I got 2 of them in a value pack during the holidays, so I'm going to try and use one up this year. For blush, I have my favorite blush, but I've had it in here, I've had it in my collection for a while. It takes a long time to go through a blush, so I'm just going to try and get through it as best I can. So this is the Becca Mineral Blush in the shade Wild Honey, which is my favorite blush. Like, I love it. I'm wearing it today. It's just a super nude, neutral blush that you can wear with like any look. You can wear it any season. It's super nice. So I'm just gonna try and hit pan on that. I don't think I've ever hit pan on a blush, like maybe when I owned one blush in my collection, but not since I started accumulating so much makeup. So I know it's gonna be hard, but I'm going to do my best to try and use this one as much as possible. The nice thing about it is the shade is so neutral that you can also use it as like a wash on your eyes. So that'll hopefully help a bit. And last but not least, I have 4 lip products. So I have 2 bullet lipsticks that are the Bite Beauty lipsticks, and they're both nudes. One is the shade Meringue and the other is the shade Honeycomb. So this one here is Meringue. So it's a bit of like a pinky peachy nude, and then this one is Honeycomb, which is the one I'm wearing today, but I have it mixed with one of the other products. So they are similar. This is how much I have left of them. Honeycomb is definitely more brown, and I have more of it. I do find I reach more for Meringue because the pinky tone is more flattering for my skin tone. But if I mix this one with something a little bit peachy pink, then it works great. Or if I'm going for like a brown look. So those are the 2 bullet lipsticks. And then I have these 2 cream liquid lipsticks from KKW and Kylie Cosmetics when they did a collaboration. So I have the shades Kimmy and Kim, and I believe I mixed Kimmy with Honeycomb today, and that's what I have on right now. But these are both like more of a peachy pink. One's a little bit darker and then the other one's a little bit lighter. And peachy pink is typically what I go for when it comes to a nude. So I'm going to try and use those up because I feel like they're probably going to expire this year. So I'm going to try and get through as much of them as possible. So like I said, I'm going to try to do updates quarterly. So probably in April, I'll do my next update for any pans that I may have hit or any products I might have finished, or progress on those getting closer to either finishing them or hitting pan. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you have any suggestions for videos you'd like to see, please let me know. Feel free to check out my Instagram. I will have a link to it below. It is Brie Marie Beauty. So is Twitter. If you are on Twitter, I like tweeting a lot. But yeah, I hope you had a wonderful New Year's, and I'll see you next time. Bye!